The androids and Cell's plans were thwarted. The future warriors seem to have been successful, heading back to their timeline. With the events of this arc in mind, Goku and Raditz have new ideas in mind for their training, and wonder where they can go next, but Vegeta and Nappa are wondering the same thing. So what happens following Cell? We'll be discussing all that and more in this part 7 of What If Goku Had Bardock's Foresight. Goku immediately starts focusing on his short-term visions again, trying to get more of a control over it. He knows this will be very useful in battle, and his training has been working kinda, but he and Raditz have the same issue. They're not incredibly accurate just yet, but Goku knows he's almost there. He can just use this during battle whenever he feels. Meanwhile, Raditz is going to decide to focus on his long-term skills. Given everything that's happened to him so far, he's a little bit more paranoid than Goku, and would rather see bad things happen before they happen, and figure out ways to avoid them so he's prepared. Goku would rather be spontaneous with it, learning how to adapt his visions in his fights. But Raditz thinks it's better to just prevent the fights in the first place, or at least know a path to victory right off the bat before he gets into these battles. So they are still focusing on their foresight, but just with different time frames in mind. But it's not just that. With Goku around, since he didn't die in the Cell Saga, of course he's still going to be there for Gohan. And after seeing the performance of future Gohan, and with Gohan even training with future Gohan, Goku's definitely going to be working way more with Gohan, trying to get him to tap more into that power. Gohan's interested too. His future self got that Super Saiyan 2 form now, and he thinks it might be fun to train for. After spending a year with his future self, he has a bit of a different outlook. Of course, he still does want to be a scholar. Hell, his future self did want to be that way too. But knowing how bad things got in his future, and how his future self got robbed of all these opportunities, Gohan wants to prevent any of that from happening. Of course, the androids are gone, but who knows what other threats will be there. Gohan knows his potential. His future self showed him it. He knows what he's capable of, and he knows what he's responsible for. He should be using this power for good, and he should keep up with that training. He'll find that nice balance too. He'll be able to study all he wants, become a scholar like he wants, but at the same time, he'll be powerful. And with the great guidance of Goku there, that's definitely going to help a lot. We go about a year after the Cell Saga. Gohan by now actually has access to Super Saiyan 2, with Goku just on the cusp of it. Raditz is of course following up as well, but he started being more solitary training on his own. He's focused on his own strength, while Goku's more focused on building himself up and Gohan up. And of course they do have different things that they're training for, but something interesting has happened with Raditz too. Vegeta and Nappa are associating with him more. He's surpassed them already, and they want to get ahead of him. Raditz does kind of get an ego boost from being above them too, and while they're too prideful to admit it, they do want to learn more from him. Same goes for Goku, but he's too preoccupied with Gohan. So they train a lot with Raditz, growing stronger on their own too. But with Raditz still focused on his foresight, he eventually does actually get some sort of vision that could be useful, and he immediately tells Goku what it is. It's something that Goku hasn't even foreseen. But when he's prompted to look into it, he actually can kind of see it. They see some magician, a few years out from now. Raditz sees it clearer because that's exactly what he's been training for. They see themselves at a tournament, with someone stealing energy from them. And then they see a pink monster, not knowing who or what it is. They can't get an exact time frame, but they know that's a few years out from now. Although Raditz notes something interesting. In this vision, he's able to find some sort of relative location for where they were fighting. And in this area where they did fight that magician, he sees some sort of weird spaceship. And he gets an idea. What if they were to seek out this area, just so they knew where the spaceship was going to land, and they stop the threat before it even occurs? Well, Goku definitely likes that idea. And they don't know exactly when this guy's going to land here, but they might as well try and scope it out. So they're going to head over to the area where the spaceship's supposed to land. They have a general area, but they just need to know exactly where it's going to be. And that way, they can try and keep it under watch maybe, and when this guy lands, they'll be prepared, being able to immediately find a spaceship. That doesn't seem too bad. They get a little group together actually. It's them two and Gohan. Raditz gives them all the info he could find, giving ideas of what different landmarks are around that area. They're going to survey this general area and find the exact spot where he's going to land. But Vegeta and Nappa eventually catch on to it too. And this is going to be kind of weird for Raditz and Goku to explain because they don't really want to give away that they have those premonitions. They still don't want Vegeta and Nappa knowing because they're not sure what they're going to do with that information. And mainly because Raditz doesn't want to give his trump card up to them. And also the fact that he basically has a real life cheat code. So they kind of skirt around and say they're just searching for something. They feel like there's something strange going on. And they just want to look in that area just to make sure everything's okay. Which kind of is true, but Vegeta and Nappa are a little bit suspicious. They're going to come along with that. They want to see what's going on. Well, you know what? That's fine. Although these two Saiyans aren't really going to be too helpful with searching, since Raditz can't give away what he's actually looking for because then he'll give away that he has that foresight. Very strange situation, but he'll work around it. So they go over to that general area, and they all start looking around. Goku and Gohan split up from Raditz, while Raditz stays with the other two Saiyans. And it doesn't take too long before they find something. Raditz, Vegeta, and Nappa are the first to locate it. There actually is a spaceship here. This guy's already on the planet. How long has he been here for? How long does he plan on staying here for? Raditz tries focusing, trying to communicate with Goku to get him over here. He doesn't want to alert anyone else, but it's already too late. He tells Goku and Gohan where he is, but someone then jumps out to attack him. Raditz immediately powers up into Super Saiyan, narrowly dodging as someone spits at him. Disgusting. Why is this guy spitting on him? It's Dabur. He saw them over there. He and Babidi are concerned. They've been spotted. It must just be by chance. There's no way they actually know what's going on here. Dabur can at least fend them off. But there is kind of an issue with this. Dabura can't kill them just yet. Babidi wants to collect energy from them. Dabura just has to hold them off somehow. Babidi is scrambling to try and figure out something to do. They shouldn't have been spotted right now. This is really going to mess with his plans. There's no way they could revive Buu this early. Unless... Wait, he has an idea. There might just be enough power here. Dabura can fight against these Saiyans, and he could sense 2 other people too, Goku and Gohan. If those 2 come over here, that could really help him get some more energy. Especially Gohan. He seems strong, but still, he needs to make sure he could buy time. If Dabura dies and they can't have a good enough fight, Babidi's not going to collect enough energy. He has to figure out another way to do this. As Goku comes over, he feels uneasy. He turns over to Gohan. He tells him, go into Super Saiyan 2. Don't hold anything back. And Gohan's a bit confused. What's going on? Goku says they're fighting a strong enemy. He can see it. Moments from now they'll encounter him. But it shouldn't be an issue. Gohan could defeat him. With ease, actually. He tells Gohan, now's the time to use that power. Exactly what he was training for. When they get over there, they're going to see a demonic looking guy. He needs Gohan to defeat him as quickly as possible. Gohan's a little bit nervous, but he nods. Immediately powering up into Super Saiyan 2, rocketing over towards the area. Goku goes Super Saiyan and follows close behind. Raditz, Vegeta, and Nappa are all transformed right now, facing off against Dabura. He's trying to stall it, and he could spit on them to try and freeze someone, but he's not actually going to do that, because then he won't be able to draw out any energy from them. He could do that once the other 2 arrive. Although, this isn't going to go as he planned. Amidst his battle, someone else rockets in, landing a direct hit on Dabura, sending him flying far away. It's Gohan, with the other 3 Saiyans seeing that he's fully powered up. Goku arrives over not long after. He turns to the rest of them, telling them to go inside the ship. At the bottom floor, Babidi's there. They could defeat him and stop this. Babidi? Who the hell's that? And Goku says not to question it, but Raditz knows exactly what happened. Goku had a vision. He saw short term. He knows a way to win this. Raditz's long-term vision allowed them to actually stop this threat before it happened, while Goku, his short-term visions can allow him to adapt here, helping the group be flexible and secure victory. Raditz flies right towards the ship, bursting through the top of it and going down. Vegeta and Nappa are just completely confused, but they decide to follow along. Dabura launches back over, ready to face Gohan once more, and Goku watches alongside him. He's not going to get involved in the fight, because something's telling him not to. He knows that here, he shouldn't give off too much energy. Something feels wrong about it. Some instinct within him is telling him not to do so. It might be part of his foresight, he's not sure. But he focuses on the ship, trying to sense what's happening. And something strange occurs. It doesn't seem like the 3 of them are getting much lower in the ship. Actually, it looks like they stopped. And Vegeta and Nappa's power, it's changed. It's spiked, actually. Goku's stomach drops. Something's wrong. He rushes over to where Raditz is. And Raditz bursts at the top of the ship, looking over at Goku and yelling at him. He tells Goku to watch out. Something's wrong with Vegeta and Nappa. They rocket up back to the surface, following behind Raditz. And the 2 try to attack Raditz together, but Goku jumps in, blocking one of them. Raditz clashes with Nappa, and Goku clashes with Vegeta. The 2 brothers jump back, and the other 2 Saiyans jump back as well, with the 4 of them floating above Babidi's ship. Something's different about Vegeta and Nappa. Their powers are way higher, and it feels more malicious than normal. And on their forehead, they could see the letter M there for some reason. Gohan looks over, nervous about what's going on, but he doesn't question it. Goku told them to fight this guy, so he will. He'll help them in a bit. This fight shouldn't take too long. Raditz asks Goku what's going on, but Goku says he's not sure. He didn't see this. But for now, all he has as an idea is just split up and fight each of them. Vegeta and Nappa are stronger, but the 2 of them, they still can win. Maybe they'll match these 2 in terms of power. Goku says he'll take on Vegeta, and he tells Raditz to fight Nappa. They'll figure out what's going on later. And you guys could probably already tell what's happened. Babidi has taken control of them. Or rather, they allowed themselves to fall under Babidi's spell. And this is the birth of Majin Vegeta and Majin Nappa. This is their chance to surpass the other 2 Saiyans. Their chance to get stronger and defeat them. And it works for Babidi too, because this is a way for him to get even more energy and stall a little longer. This way it might actually work. Dabura's fighting Gohan now, although he knows Dabura's gonna lose. Pui and Yakan have already been defeated by the 3 Saiyans, but now they're all fighting and Goku's joined in too. All Babidi needs to do is wait a little bit longer and then catch Gohan off guard. He could steal energy from Gohan that way too, siphoning off power directly from Gohan and still getting energy from the fight between the Majins and the 2 brothers. This could actually work. Even though he's unprepared, he could probably revive Buu even earlier than he thought. As Goku and Raditz fend off the other 2, Gohan's fight with Dabura concludes. It wasn't too tough. He actually exceeds Dabura's power right now, and Dabura's surprised that a kid could be this strong, and Gohan's not holding anything back either. It's like he saw with his future self. His future self warned him about a few things. 1, don't slack off. Use that gift of his to its fullest. And 2, don't get cocky. Even though he does have that great strength, he shouldn't let it get to his head. He's not infallible, and if he messes up somewhere, it could affect others too, not just him. Future Gohan does know himself better than anyone after all, and all this applies to present Gohan too. He takes the fight serious, defeating Dabura and actually killing him. Babidi panics. Okay, he could recover from this. He still could take energy from everyone else. Buu will be revived. Amidst his battle with Vegeta, Goku tries to still utilize this short-term foresight, and it actually does kind of work surprisingly. He predicts some of Vegeta's moves, dodging them flawlessly, or parrying them flawlessly. and Vegeta's confused. He knows Goku's an excellent fighter, but this is different. It's almost like his body's reacting on its own or something. And at some points it's like he knows exactly what Vegeta's gonna do before he even thinks of doing it. But before Vegeta could even question anything, Gohan then flies in to help Goku, and the two of them actually knock out Vegeta together. Goku thanks Gohan. He kinda didn't want to handle it himself, but it's safer this way too. It's like he told Gohan, finish this quick. He doesn't know what's gonna happen if they don't finish it quick, but he knows it's not gonna be good. Whatever that magician is planning, it has something to do with that pink monster that Raditz saw. The father-son duo rushes over to Raditz, helping him defeat Nappa. Raditz was already not having too tough of a time, but this just turns the tides way too quickly. And as a last-ditch effort, while the three are fighting Nappa, Babidi teleports in, trying to stab Gohan and take energy from him, but Gohan's far too quick. Turning around quick and slicing his arm at Babidi. Babidi puts his shield up, but it isn't enough. Gohan cuts right through it. And quickly Goku throws over a ki blast, eradicating Babidi. Goku, Gohan, and Raditz descend to the ground, with Vegeta and Nappa down there unconscious. And Raditz asks, out of curiosity, what would have happened there if they didn't win? Well, Goku doesn't know, and that M disappears from both Vegeta and Nappa's foreheads. And Goku notes something interesting. Both of them have seen different visions of the future. Of course, they're focused at different lengths of time. Goku's more focused on the short term, being able to see that more clearly, while Raditz, he can see the future more clearly, things that are farther away, preventing things from happening before they happen. But Goku says it's kind of just like before. Even when they see certain things, that may cause other bad events to happen. They can change the future, but they have to be careful. Because see what happened here. They didn't prevent whatever was supposed to happen from happening, but at the same time they caused whatever this is. Vegeta and Nappa got possessed, and it almost led to something terrible. It's an interesting thing to note. It's a double-edged sword. They can stop stuff from happening, but they can also cause other things to happen. They already kind of knew this, but this just confirms what they already thought. But they'll definitely start being more careful with it. It's a good thing they were able to adapt here, and prevent Boo from being revived. Vegeta and Nappa wake up, and Raditz calls them idiots. How did they get possessed? It didn't even seem like they were being controlled. And as they continue arguing, Raditz is able to easily find out. They got possessed purposefully, just to be stronger, just so they could fight these two. And even then they still lost. Raditz calls them morons. They could have put everyone at risk. They could have destroyed everything. They don't know what they were playing with. But then he starts laughing. If they really do want to grow that strong, growing stronger than him, just train under him. They've already been doing it for so long. And they just need to follow his guidance. The two are angered that he even suggests that, especially Vegeta. He's the leader here. He's the elite Saiyan. But Raditz questions that. He's above both of them right now. And the Saiyans almost start fighting again, but Goku jumps in and tries to calm everyone down. And Raditz says for what it's worth, he wasn't trying to rile them up. He actually meant it. They could train under him if he wants. Vegeta hates the idea of that. He's not a low-class warrior. He shouldn't be under Raditz. But as for Nappa, he actually thinks maybe he could benefit from this. Besides, he needs to surpass Raditz again, and he thinks that's possible. He can't be his subordinate. Although Raditz tells them, he has some things pretty intense in mind. He's gonna actually leave Earth, going somewhere else to try new methods of training. He's not sure exactly where, but he knows Earth might actually be limiting him. He's not too sure. And Goku's surprised to hear this too. It's the first time he heard of it, and Raditz begins explaining more. We skip a few days ahead. Raditz has actually been planning this for a while. He's gonna go out somewhere else. Earth was never meant to be a permanent place for him, and he's had a good time here, but he still is a Saiyan at heart. This place is too soft for him to train at, and it seems Nappa's actually gonna go along with him. Vegeta of course decided against that, and even if he did want to go out into space, he probably wouldn't because he'd rather stay here with his family. He is starting to warm up to Bulma and Trunks after all. Goku tells Raditz it's been fun having him over here. They've grown a lot stronger together. And Raditz laughs. He says Earth isn't too fitting for him, and Nappa could probably agree. They say Vegeta's at least assimilated a bit, and he gets mad at this. He's still a Saiyan at heart. Yeah, whatever. They could tell he's starting to become a softie. But Raditz says this isn't the last time Kakarot will see him. He'll be back eventually. They've done some great things together, and they could probably do some more great things. He sticks a hand out to his brother, and this reminds Goku of the first time they met, but this time it's under very different circumstances. And without hesitation, he shakes his brother's hand, smiling. He says farewell to Raditz, saying he hopes to meet him again soon. And Nappa says farewell to Vegeta. Vegeta doesn't really care too much about this, but Goku's optimistic about it. This could work out for the better. But he wonders where his brother's gonna go to. And before Raditz leaves, he looks over to Gohan too. He tells him he's a great example of a good Saiyan. And he tells his nephew, continue making use of that great power. And he looks back up at Goku, telling him to do the same thing. And Goku knows exactly what he means, referring to that same foresight that they both have. Raditz and Nappa board their ships, with no particular destination in mind just yet, but they'll figure something out. As they go out into space, this is the end of the Z portion, this is the end of this part and where we'll leave off for now. What do you guys think about this part? What's going to happen next time? Where are Raditz and Nappa going to go? What are they going to be up to? And what about Vegeta? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As usual, if you liked the video, be sure to drop a like and subscribe if you haven't already. It helps out the channel and shows me that you want to see more videos like this. Anyways, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in my next video.